Hello and welcome back to my 30-day yoga challenge. This is day 7. Today we'll be doing a yoga for balance class. We'll look at yoga postures to stretch and strengthen the legs and also the hips. So take a moment and find a comfortable position sitting on your mat. You can sit on some blocks or some pillows if it feels more comfortable. And just take a moment and observe how you're feeling. Gently closing the eyes, relaxing the shoulders down the back. Take a few slow breaths in your own time. Remembering during the class today, always listen to your own body and working with any limitations you may have. We'll gently start to blink open the eyes. On your next breath in, stretch your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, gently lower down. Inhale again, stretching up, lengthening the spine. And exhale, lower your left hand onto the floor and stretch over to the left. Inhale, come into the center. And exhale, lowering your right hand down and stretching over to the right. Looking under your arm towards the ceiling. Inhale, come into the center, raising both hands. Exhale, lower the hands on the floor in front of you. Inhale, the spine nice and tall, and exhale, come into a gentle forward fold. So lowering only to wherever feels comfortable. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. You can have your arms bent or your arms straight, whatever feels comfortable, or just pause here just for 1 or 2 breaths. On your next breath in, now slide the hands back underneath you, pushing into the mat, round the back, slowly coming up. Last thing is your head. Bring the hands just by the side of the body and we'll relax the shoulders a few times, circling the shoulders back and down. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Then we'll draw in the knees, supporting the legs, and turn to the side. And take your time and come and find a comfortable position lying on your back. So now we'll draw the left knee into the chest. Just pause, have a nice stretch around the hip and the lower back, gently stimulating the digestive organs, and then gently lower down. And now we'll draw the right knee into the chest, interlacing the fingers. Draw it against the abdomen to relax on this side. Now we'll inhale, gently lower the leg all the way down. And we'll draw in the right knee one more time. We'll inhale, and as you exhale, lifting your head and shoulders off the mat and working towards touching your forehead towards the knee or wherever feels comfortable. Just pause here for a breath. One more breath in and exhale, gently lower. And then we'll release the leg and lower the left knee down. Now we'll inhale, draw the right knee in, interlace the fingers, exhaling. Another breath in, and on your exhale, lift your head and shoulders off of the mat. And again, work towards touching your head to your knee. So it doesn't have to touch, but we're gently lifting in that direction. Exhaling, gently lowering down, and then slowly lower down your right knee. Again, we'll now lift up the left leg. This time we'll hover the right foot off of the mat. So really strengthening the right thigh, lifting, and we'll swap to the other side. So cycling the legs, drawing the right knee in, stretching the left leg away, pushing away the heel to really stretch and strengthen the thigh. So we're going to do one and the other, just hovering just a few inches off of the ground, pausing. So this is stretching the back, stretching the hips, and also strengthening the legs as we're hovering off of the ground. So keep breathing in and out through the nose. And then again changing. Inhaling, exhaling, nice slow breaths. Changing once more, so you might start to feel this in your thighs as you're strengthening the thighs. If you need to stop at any time, lowering your legs down. Now drawing both knees into the chest, give them a hug, and we'll gently rock from side to side, massaging the legs. And maybe circle the legs, keeping the knees together in one direction, massaging the back, the hips, and the abdomen. And then we'll change direction. So making your circles as big or as small as feels comfortable. And then we'll draw the knees in towards the chest. We'll open the knees and draw them back in. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Inhale, push the knees away, open the knees, and exhale, draw back round into the chest. Now change direction, exhaling as you draw them in. Inhale, open the knees, push them away, and exhale, draw back into your chest. So circling the knees and then drawing the knees into the chest. Give them a good hug. Gently lower the soles of the feet onto the mat to come into bridge. You're checking your feet at the distance of your hips. Your knees are slightly apart, but we're actively squeezing the legs together. Imagine you have an invisible balloon between the knees. On your next breath in, just gently lift up the hips and exhale, very gently lower. Adjusting your feet or your body if you need to. Inhale again, lifting the hips, keeping the chin off of the chest, and exhale, very gently lower. One more. Inhale, lift up the hips. And then we'll pause here, squeezing the hips together. If it feels comfortable, you can interlace the fingers underneath the body. So keeping the knees in line with the hips, not allowing the knees to open. So we're actively squeezing the legs together without allowing the knees to touch, and encouraging the hips to wherever feels comfortable up towards the ceiling. Nice, slow, deep breaths. Now we'll gently release the hands, and then one vertebrae at a time, nice and slowly, lowering all the way down, nice and gently. And then we'll draw the knees into the chest, give them a hug, and then gently rock one more time for side to side, just for a moment. Just massaging the back, just observing how this posture felt. Now inhale, lift the right leg up, pushing away the heel, and as you exhale, lower slowly all the way down to the mat, just hovering above the floor, and then gently lowering down using the strength of the leg. And then we'll circle the left leg. So nice big circle, so you can support the thigh if that feels more comfortable, or support the outside of the knee, and then changing direction. So this is gently warming up the hip before we do our balance pose later, and stretching the hips helps improve our balance. So really stretching and opening the hips. And we'll draw the knee into the chest, stretching the back of the body, and then we'll open the knee out to the side to come into reclined tree. So we can bring the sole of the left foot above the knee, if that feels comfortable, with the knee out to the side. You can slide the foot below the knee on the calf or on the inside of the ankle. So remember, when we're standing up, we always avoid the knee to protect the joint. So whichever of the three positions feels more comfortable on a stretch on the inside of the hip. So pushing away your right heel, a nice active right leg, then we'll draw the left leg in, gently lower it down, and then we'll start to circle the right leg. Nice big circles now with the opposite leg, inhaling and exhaling through the nose, and changing direction, so observing any clicks or tension, only going as deep as feels comfortable. And then we'll draw the knee into the chest, give it a good squeeze, stretching the back and the hip, and then we'll come into reclined tree pose on the other side. So you might want to come onto the inside of the thigh, observe how the stretch feels. So we're drawing the knee towards the ground in this pose. We're trying to open the hips. You can lower it below the knee on the inside of the calf or on the inside of the ankle. And always opening the knee out towards the side, and imagine you want to touch the outside of the knee on the floor, so it doesn't have to touch, but we're encouraging it in that direction. Gently lower the leg down. Now we'll draw the left knee back into the chest, straighten the leg up to the ceiling, slowly coming all the way down using the strength of the thighs. It's very important to strengthen the legs for balance postures. Now we'll bend the knees, bring them on the soles of the feet onto the mat. Very gently turn onto your right hand side, just pause for a moment and come up and find a comfortable sitting position. So relax the shoulders a few times down the back. Sitting up nice and tall, nice big shoulder rotations. So these are always very good if you're lightheaded or if you have low blood pressure. as it helps you feel more grounded when you first get up. And then we'll open the feet into come to cobbler's pose, interlacing the fingers around the toes and just butterflying the knees, relaxing the inside of the hips. So take a breath in, spine nice and tall, drawing the feet in, and as you exhale, come into a seated forward fold, using the elbows on the inside of the thighs or the inside of the calves to have a slightly deeper stretch today. So trying to lower from the abdomen, gently relaxing the head, looking towards the ground. So it isn't important how deep that you go, but you feel a comfortable stretch. This is a really good pose to help prepare for tree pose, which we're going to do a bit later. Now as you inhale, slowly come up. Last thing to come up is your head. Draw the outside of the knees in, and then we'll gently rock the knees from side to side to relax the hips, and then straighten your right leg. And bend your left leg, bringing the heel towards the opposite hip to come into half Gomukhasana. So you can stay here. If you'd like to work a bit deeper today, you can bend both legs, checking that the heels are just outside of the hips, not underneath the hips. Lining up the knees and the spine nice and tall. We'll relax the shoulders down the back. Nice slow breathing. Bring the arms out in line with the shoulders. And we'll point the fingertips down towards the floor, so stretching the wrists, the back of our hands, and also strengthening the shoulders. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And now we'll push the palms away, but trying to keep the arms nice and straight. So stretching the hands in the other direction, stretching the palms. We're going to come into eagle arms, so if you need a strap, you can pause the video now. If not, lift your left hand up and over, bending at the elbows. And we can take hold of the strap here if you're using a strap. You can rest your hands just in this position if you prefer. You can take hold of your fingers, or you can bring your palms together. So you don't need a strap today. You can just hover the back of your hands together, but drawing the hands towards each other. And we're going to circle the arms. So nice big circles. So we did this a few days ago in our yoga for shoulders class, so you might want to watch that just to remind yourself how to come into this pose. So nice big circles, and then changing direction, so inhaling and exhaling through the nose, just observing where you feel this stretch. Nice slow breaths. And then we'll draw the elbows into the chest and the hands away from the face. And then we'll unwrap the arms, relax the shoulders a few times. So keep breathing. Nice, slow, deep breaths in and out through the nose. Just check that you're still sitting up nice and tall. And we'll just pause for a moment. So depending on how you have your legs, if you have both knees bent, we're going to straighten very gently the lower leg, which should be your right leg. If you have one knee bent, just keep it as it is. But then we'll support the ankle of the knee and bring the sole of the left foot onto the mat. And we're going to hug with the right arm. So I'm just going to turn to the side to show you a bit easier. So we want to lift the left leg up, drawing it towards the chest, and hug with the right arm, pushing away the heel of your right leg, sitting up nice and tall, taking a breath in, and as you exhale now, twisting to look behind you or wherever feels comfortable. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. So drawing the thigh against the abdomen to stimulate the digestive organs, also stretch the hip and stretch the back. One more slow deep breath in, gently coming round to the center. Support the ankle of the knee, or bring the outside of the ankle on the back of the thigh. You can either interlace the fingers into the toes. This is very good at stretching the feet. Or you can just hold the top of the toes if you have socks on. Support the ankle and circle the ankle a few times in each direction. So you may have seen this video in my chair yoga for balance class. So it's very good at preparing the feet, stretching the toes, stretching the muscles in the feet, and then support the top of the foot and then gently tap the whole of the sole of the foot to increase circulation And then we're opening and closing the toes, bending the feet, increasing mobility, and then hold just above the ankle and wobble the foot. Now holding the ankle and the knee, and we'll gently rock the knee from side to side. Keep sitting up nice and tall. If this feels comfortable, you'd like to work slightly deeper, we can bring the foot into the inside of the elbow and rock again. So this is called leg baby. So nice slow movements. Now taking hold of the outside of the foot, very slowly start to circle the leg. So you want the thigh to move rather than the foot. So the thigh is going forward and backwards and changing direction if you haven't already. Then we'll draw the leg in, take hold of the outside of the foot with the opposite hand, your right hand, draw in the knee, and then bring your left hand roughly in line with the shoulders and looking towards the fingertips. You can pause here if you'd like to have a stretch or work towards straightening your leg. Nice slow breaths. Taking a breath in, exhale, rebend the knee, support the knee, and then we'll gently straighten the legs and give the legs a little wobble. And then we'll come in to do all of the same positions on the other side. So now, bending your right leg, drawing the ankle towards the hip, sitting up nice and tall. Just observe how this feels. Is this enough for you today? Would you like to go deeper? Bending both legs. So if you have both legs bent, remember to keep the ankles either side of the hip, so we don't want to sit on the ankles. Pausing just for a moment. We'll bring the fingertips onto the shoulders this time and make nice big backward circles with the elbows. So close the eyes and take a few circles in this direction, listening for any clicks, any tension. Nice slow breathing, sitting up nice and tall, and then changing direction. So observing if one shoulder feels more open than the other, if one direction feels more comfortable. Just one more in this direction. And then we'll lower the arms down, bring the arms now in line with the shoulders to come into eagle arms. The right arm up and over, bending across the left. Bending both elbows. You can pause just with the back of the hands drawn together. You can take hold of the fingers, or we can work towards having the palms together. And again, we're going to circle the arms. Nice slow breathing. The more you practice this video, the more that it will stretch the shoulders as well as the hips and the legs. And after you've practiced it a few times, if it's your second time seeing, changing direction, you can close the eyes and observe if there's any differences the more you practice. Is your body opening? Is it softening, or is it staying the same? Remember, each day is different. And then we'll draw the elbows towards the chest and the hands away from the face. Just pause, and then we'll gently unwrap the arms and relax the shoulders with a few shoulder circles. Nice slow breathing. And then again, if you have both knees bent, we'll straighten your left leg, which is your lower leg. If you have just the one knee bent, stay as you are, or turn to the side again. So bringing the sole of the foot onto the mat, hugging in the knee with the left hand sitting up nice and tall, right hand behind the back, and as you exhale, turning all the way behind you. So this is a lovely spinal twist, helps stimulate the digestive organs, relaxes the spine, relaxes the muscles in the back. Nice slow breathing, just pause just for a moment. Relax the jaw, relax the muscles in the face. And then on your next breath in, slowly come back into the center. Support the ankle and the knee, bring the outside of the ankle on the top of the thigh. Again, we can interlace the fingers or hold the toes. And then supporting the ankle, we'll circle the ankle a few times in one direction. And then changing direction. And then release the toes, support the top of the foot, and gently tap the sole of the foot, increasing circulation and blood flow to the feet. And then we'll hold the outside of the feet and bend the foot in and out, massaging the foot, spreading the muscles in the feet to help with your balance. Support the outside of the ankle, give the ankle a good wobble, relaxing the foot. Hold the foot and the knee and gently rock from side to side. So observing how this feels on this side compared to the other side. Would you continue to do the same, or would you like to bring your foot into the inside of the elbow and come into leg baby? So remember, this is a interesting pose because it's called leg baby. You want to go very gently, nice and slowly. Supporting the outside of the foot with the right hand, and we'll circle the foot. So focus on moving the thigh backwards and forwards rather than lifting the foot up and down. Trying to keep the foot roughly at the same height, changing direction. So it's really good at stretching and warming up the hip. And then we'll draw the knee in, take hold of the outside of the foot with the left hand, sit up nice and tall. Right hand roughly in line with the shoulders and look towards your right fingers. So you can stay here. If you'd like a stretch in the leg, we'll work towards straightening your right leg. Just pausing, and then inhale, bring your head into the center, bend the knee. And then we'll very gently straighten the leg and give the leg a little wobble. Bending the knees, we'll come back into cobbler's pose, so interlacing the fingers, and we'll butterfly the legs. So you're going to observe the difference to how it was before. Sitting up nice and tall, take a breath in. This time as we exhale, we're not going to use the elbows, we're just going to come into a forward fold. So trying to lower from the abdomen as much as feels comfortable. And pause here in this pose for 1 or 2 breaths and notice any difference from using your elbows and not using your elbows to encourage the legs down. Which do you prefer? As you inhale now around the back, come all the way up nice and slowly. Support the outside of the knees, draw the legs in, and then we'll walk out the legs again, just relaxing the legs, relaxing the muscles. Then we'll bend the knees and come into a toe squat balance. So bringing the hands in front of the heart if you feel you have the balance, or you can continue to keep them on the floor. And then the more you practice, the easier it will become. So breathing in and out through the nose. So in the next pose, you can either stay in this position. We have different stages to stretch the feet and stretch the hips and the back. So take a breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands on the inside of your legs, opening the knees, keeping your feet together. So this is the next stage. You can pause here, gently opening the hips. And take a breath in. If you'd like to work deeper, you can exhale, walk the hands away, stretching around the hips a little bit more, or we can work towards lowering the elbows on the ground. Pausing here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And the final stage is bringing the hands behind the feet and then rounding the back and lowering the head down. So this pose is stretching the feet, stretching the inside of the legs, around the hip, the back. Just observe what you feel. Nice slow breath in. We'll bring the hands forward if they're not there already. Slowly coming up, drawing the knees together, and we'll straighten the legs and come into a standing forward fold. So again, I'll turn to the side and we'll walk out the legs. So no intention to touch the floor, so we'll bend the elbows, walking out the legs, just relaxing the body. Then we'll release the hands, inhale, come all the way up to standing. Last thing is your head. One more time, relaxing the shoulders down the back. Nice slow breathing. And now we'll start to warm up the feet one more time, so relaxing a couple of times in each direction, each foot, and then changing to the right leg, changing direction. And then we're going to spread the toes of the right foot, push the foot into the ground to prepare the foot for balance. So spreading the foot, very gently going to lift up the left leg and hold the knee into the chest. So just pausing, finding something in front of you to focus your attention on to help with your balance. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, and then draw the leg out to the side, holding on the inside of the knee. And you can bring your arm just out to the side for balance, or you can stretch the arm up towards the ceiling. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. We'll take a deep breath in And on your exhale, draw the knee back into the chest. And then we'll straighten the leg, hands on the hips. Pause for a moment. Not important how high that the leg is, but we'll gently lower the leg down nice and slowly. And then walk out the legs, or you can circle the ankle a couple of times in each direction, whatever feels comfortable. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So preparing the foot for standing, spreading the toes, lifting now the right knee. Draw the knee in, just pausing, finding your focal point. And then take a breath in. As you exhale now, opening the knee out to the right, holding on the inside of the leg. You can have your arm out to the side of the body, or you can stretch your arm up towards the ceiling, relaxing the shoulders down the back. Keep breathing. Nice slow breaths. Now inhale, draw the knee back into the center. And then exhale, straighten the leg, hold the leg for a moment, strengthening the thigh, and then very slowly lower all the way down. And then walk out the legs, relaxing the thighs, relaxing the legs. Now, lifting and lowering the heels, you're going to inhale, lift up the heels, and exhale, very gently lower. Inhale, lift the heels, and exhale, very gently hold the position. We can bring your hands out to the side or just down, and we can bring the hands in line with the shoulders. Inhale, lift the arms up, and exhale, lower the arms and the heels, and walk out the heels. So you're going to come into a flow sequence to help with your balance. So on your next breath in, we're going to lift the heels off of the mat and lower down into a toe balance. Just pausing here, just for a moment. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. On your next breath in, we'll straighten the arms and legs, stretch up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower the hands down onto the hips. Inhale, lift the heels. Hold for a moment and exhale, gently lower. Inhale, bring the hands into a prayer in front of the heart, and exhale, lower into a closed toe balance squat. Pausing. Next breath in, we'll straighten the arms and the legs and gently stretch all the way up to the ceiling. So one big deep breath in. Exhale, gently lower the arms down. Hands on the hips. We'll inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, very gently lower down. Inhale, bring the hands into a prayer in front of the heart. And on your exhale, lowering one more time into our closed balance. Just pausing. You can bring your hands onto the floor if you need to, or you can just pause here. On your next breath in, we'll straighten the arms and legs, stretch the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, lowering your hands down. Hands on the hips. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, gently lower. And then we'll just walk out the legs. You can bring the toes onto the ground, stretching the top of the feet. And then change to the other side. And then we'll circle a couple of times in each direction, each ankle. Just to relax the feet, relax the toes, changing the feet to the other side. And then we'll lower one more time into a closed squat. So take a breath in as you exhale, lowering all the way down, keeping your hands onto the hips this time. Pausing, bring your hands onto the floor, slowly, nice and controlled, lowering the knees down, come down to sitting. So you're going to do a pose to really work on your balance from your toe squat balance. So just resting for a moment. And then we'll very gently turn to the side, come to the top of your mat. So check you've got enough room behind you, you're not going to hit anything. Coming into a toe squatting balance, hands in front of the heart. We'll bring the hands roughly in line with the shoulders. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, pushing forward and down with the hands, leaning forward, slowly coming onto the heels, nice and controlled, come down to sitting. Gently moving your weight back, straightening the legs and wobbling the legs out. relaxing the ankles, circling the feet, and bending and straightening the feet, pointing the toes, and pushing away the heels a few times. Again, one more time, check that you've got enough space behind you. We'll bend the right knee, interlace the fingers on the calf. Take a breath in. As you exhale, pushing the knee forward as you're pulling back with your hand, you're going to lower all the way down to the mat, nice and controlled. Last thing to lower is your head. So this is really good at using the strength in the body, in the core and in the thigh. Now we're going to reverse, inhaling, slowly pushing the knee away from you as you're pulling back with your hands, come up to sitting. You're going to do this a few times, so take a breath in. On your exhale, very gently start to lower down. So push the knee away from you. Keep pushing the knee away as you're pulling back with your hand. And very slowly lift the foot off of the mat and then gently come down. And again, we'll pause and then we'll reverse. So inhaling, pushing the knee away from you, lifting up, slowly coming up. So the more you practice this, the easier it will become. And then we'll do one more. Inhale, exhale, lowering down. So really squeeze the abdominal muscles using the abdomen to lower nice and slowly. Gently lowering down, nice and controlled. Pausing, keep breathing. And then the last time we'll come up on this side, so pushing the knee away, using the strength of the arms, strength of the thigh, strength of the abdomen to slowly come up. And then we'll gently change the legs, walk out the legs before we do the other side. So now bending the left leg, interlacing the fingers around the calf, but we'll change, we'll have the other thumb on top just to have balance. Take a breath in, exhale slowly, slowly. The slower that you lower, the more strength that you're using in the body. Then nice and gently lower down, very slowly lowering the head onto the mat. Draw the knee into the chest, take a breath in and exhale. Next breath in, we'll start to push the knee away. Slowly lift the head and shoulders off the mat, lift the whole body up and come up to sitting. So you may want to practice this a few times. This is really good for coordination and strength. Take a breath in as you exhale, lowering down very slowly all the way down. Last thing is your head. Draw the knee into the chest, have a stretch in the hip and the lower back. And then your next breath in, push the knee away. So really push the knee away. As much as you can, you're pulling back with your hands, coming up to sitting. And then we'll do one more time. So sitting up nice and tall, pushing away the heel of your straight leg as well. So really using the strength in your abdomen, your thighs, your arms. Slowly, slowly lowering down. So it may look easy, but sometimes it can be challenging. So the more you practice, the more comfortable you'll feel into the pose and the easier it will become. Next breath in, slowly coming up, gently, all the way to the top. And then we'll release the leg and gently walk out the leg. Shuffle forward, and then we're going to use the strength of the body, bring your hands in line with the shoulders and lower all the way down to the mat. So taking your breath in, as you exhale, lowering down as slowly as feels comfortable. Really use the strength in the abdomen and the thighs. And then the last thing to lower when you're ready is your head. Draw the knees into your chest, give them a good hug. Gently rock when you're ready from side to side. Give your back a nice massage, relaxing the hips, relaxing the back and the abdomen. And then we'll gently lower the legs all the way down, so the feet the distance of the hips or the edges of the mat, whatever feels more comfortable in the hips and the lower back. Arms just gently curled up, out to the sides, palms up towards the ceiling, relaxing the shoulders down the back. Gently close the eyes. Just take a couple of breaths here just to relax. So if you'd like to relax deep, I'd recommend listening to one of my guided relaxation classes, which you can find on my YouTube channel, Sarah Lane Therapies. Otherwise, we'll start to wake up the body now. Stretching the arms up overhead, take a breath in. As you exhale, draw one knee into the chest and then the other. Give them a good squeeze. Gently lower the soles of the feet onto the mat and then turning all the way on to one side and coming up and finding a comfortable position. So if you prefer to sit on a pillow or a block, make sure you feel comfortable, or just pause for a moment, just observing how you're feeling, observing how is your physical body, how is your breath, and how is your mind. So always take a moment to thank yourself for dedicating time to you and your own health and well-being. And we'll finish with Namaste. So Namaste. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please click like. Please also leave me a comment below. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.